for those of you that are listening, you want to check out more of what she has to say, information that she has released about her experiences. You can find those at www.beyondthephysicalrealm.com. That's www.beyondthephysicalrealm.com. That's Carolyn's blog. And there you find more about her story, other interviews she's done, things she's shared. She is just doing an incredible job as a whistleblower and also a child of God, pointing people to the truth that she has found in Jesus Christ. So, Carolyn, we're in the last part of our program. And, you know, we have about 20 minutes left, and I want to make the most of this time and let you continue to educate us on the things you experienced moving forward from foundation that God set in your life by sending that angel and teaching you to pray at that young age and find your stability in Him, really, even though you were so deep into so many things. So picking up after that experience, why don't you go ahead and tell us some of the other events that began to occur in your life after that encounter with the angel?
Well, at that point, I still, of course, didn't know that the organization I was serving was not of God. I honestly believe that God did want me to experience certain things, and so that I could. This is just my assumption, going on what I've shared, like my pre-birth memory. Even if I didn't have that, I would just have to assume that God wanted me to experience what I experienced so that it could be used for good later. That's the only thing that makes sense to me at this point. Also, I know for a fact that He did get me out at the right time. This is something we possibly, if we have the opportunity, Daniel and I will have this another time, talk about this, of how I actually got out of the organization. That's something I haven't even written about. It's kind of complicated, but when I do speak about that, you'll see why Jesus Christ is so important to me, and you'll see that also it was God that got me out. It was a supernatural event because God Himself, I was so convinced I was working in God's organization. That's how deceived I was. I was so convinced that it did take an act of God to show me that I actually was serving in the evil organization. And I know it doesn't make sense now, but it will make sense later when I talk about this. So all that just to say that I did continue allowing myself to be schooled, wanting to serve God, having spiritual teachers, thinking I was helping other people by getting them into practicing spiritism. That's another thing that I was encouraged to do that. I was encouraged to in my astral projection, also encouraged to increase my telepathic abilities, my remote viewing, practice levitation, channeling spirits. I had my own seances as young as probably 5 or 6 years old, and we definitely had believers from my seances. I won't go into using the Ouija board. I don't want to teach any of that stuff, but I want to tell you that they are demonically, like the Ouija board. There are demons that actually wait to have someone use that and wait for demonic communication. Most of the ones that you do communicate with something like that are very, very low level demons, meaning some of the most evil, devious demons, and they will subtract from your life. They will cause havoc in your life one way or another. It may not appear at first, but that maybe in another program we can talk about how that happens. I can tell you what to look for, because you may not notice it and recognize it yourself, or your friend may not recognize it. That's the whole point, is they don't want you to tie that in with a subtraction. They want you to think that it's just a normal bad luck in life. Certain things happen, but
interesting.
There's subtractions in your life, so don't mess around with that stuff. Don't even entertain the idea. The Bible speaks specifically against that for very good reasons. You don't need that. You know, if you have the Holy Spirit of God, that's the guidance you need. You don't need any kind of a demon spirit. You don't need an angel. You know, from my experience, you'd think that I would be telling people that I would be open to a lot of ideas when people say, oh, I had this vision or that vision, or I've seen a heavenly being. No, it kind of makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up, because I know so easily how people can be fooled. I don't even trust myself. I mean, I try to stay as close to God as I possibly can. And I'm telling you, if something appeared to me and said it was Jesus and actually felt like Jesus, I actually have had that experience, and we'll talk about that another time, but I would have to put it to the test. So I kind of got off topic there.